throw the bubble down immediately in full send.
Wow, that is the biggest threat in the lobby for S2. They've got the high ground. They have so much space to play off of, and now they're looking to finish off NIP, who are just down to that Mad Maggie Kura. We'll see how much longer he can survive. Full try to charge forward, but that's going to be an arm shield that you connect onto, so you don't get full damage there for future. But it's about to be almost a clean 3v3 for S2 up against full 11, unless NIP get the res.
Dude, full 11 on 10 kills, 4,000 damage as a team. Their damage differential's going crazy. And now infinite ammo with the Kraber to drop Carter like this?
They got the res. They got the Newcastle. They were able to get him back on up. Zach Mazer reconnects with his squad right now. The defensive bombardments need to start coming down for them. Carter takes a lot of damage here, but full 11 cannot commit onto this. They're worried about the threat. Just off to their side. Nice airburst nade onto Carter as they charge forward. Zach Mazer gets that bubble down for his squad, tries to play off of it, but he will fall. But the resets are coming in. And again, the defensive composition is just buying time as NIP look for that flank on to full 11.
And they're just a duo. NIP is showing face. They back on out, and full 11 is trying to fight both teams at once. And here comes the caustic barrels that are creeping, taking down the damage. It's Sovius and Legatron, minimal amounts of health left, but we get the shield swap. And here comes NIP, the final battle, a 2v1, and NIP takes the win in game number 1.
They have taken a decent amount of damage. Looks like it was full that was trying to put pressure onto them. The full team Q out, but it's a trade between the squads right now as full try to back away. Team Liquid will ultimately go down. Full 11 now in the position of being a two-man here for the late game.
They get hopefully a clear reset on the duo, at least Men of Culture diving in and out of the altar. See what this works for them. You've got to stay, hold your line, because flat up on that high ground has definitely been that thorn. And you can see as soon as you jump on towards the left side, break out the wingman, let it connect. Full 11 is out into the final four we go. And here comes another push. Maggie balls, Gibby bubbles. It's crazy. Can Men of Culture hold the line?
Wow, Thuggets end up getting wiped there. Men of Culture need to stabilize as flat. We'll go ahead and pressure S2. Get up onto the high ground here. And now we're waiting it out. 3 Gibraltar ultimates ready here for Zach Mazer, or was about to be. Throws out the first, throws out the second, and he's got time to try and get that ultimate excel off and get a third one down. Big defensive bombardment for Zach Mazer as the bubble goes down just in time for Flat Earth.
But Nano is barely alive. There's one member left. It's a 3v3v1, and look where Men of Culture go. They full send onto Flat, and S2 just has to lay down the cleanup, and they do so. Didn't convert in match number 1, but they win match number 2.
And this is their play style. This is what I was looking forward to. They were one of the first.
You see the snipes coming in from across the way. Could be Husk, could be Legacy. Oof, but this is where you just start throwing down your abilities. The bubbles coming out to try and hold you steady. Give Jaguares the time to get a shield bat through. Out we go for some nades. And there goes some more ults. It baits out their bubble. And everyone from the inside that doesn't have to burn bubbles because they have that high ground until they come out. Kenzo, the Wraith, down. Gonna be one of the first ones to fall. And Legacy, this is where we start bringing the mobile shield because the bub is down.
I'm looking at Stallions to see what they're going to be able to slam down towards the end of all of this. Bubble back out on behalf of Yanya. So Legacy at least able to stay alive a little bit longer. Top 4 now for these teams. Stallions in full 11 on that high ground with Huss and Legacy going in. And now Legacy decides to make the push. What is happening?
Look, Yozi's gonna try to hold down with the Newcastle, but you're right. Stallions grab the high ground. They immediately throw the PK. They're healthy. The bubs are going through. Full 11 down, and there we go. The last bub there for the time being coming out from Alb to hit a med kit before the final battle. They're north of 7 KP. This is a brilliant play coming out of the Stallions, connecting onto Legacy. You're forcing the 2 teams down below and just making sure that you're doing enough damage over there towards Huss.
Oh, and this Jenny is putting in work. It is just saving their lives on the high ground from any sort of aerial damage that they could have had to have been concerned about. They have the angles. All they have to do is clean up the final player, and Stallions are your champion for match number 3.
That is allowing them to take so much space. And this is what Panic loves to do, right? Just constantly pop up from different angles and put pressure on these teams. 4 kills alone for Panic and a big move up the leaderboard for Team Liquid if they can maintain this towards endgame.
We have Stallions and Liquid stacked on top of each other. It's going to be Liquid on that high ground. Up on the north side, Zestfest facing off against NIP, and EMP goes down, but it's countered on the other side. So pretty much a wash from either end as he slopes, taking a lot of damage. Kurev now pulls the trigger, Riot Drill in, clears out the first floor and charges the second. Vayne coming in from the other side, and they've got all the information. Quick kill out from NIP brings us down to the final 3 squads. NIP with the most space to work with here.
It's some of the same fighting that we saw with their win in match number 1. They got 25 points, 13 kills, and they're doing a lot of that. Copy paste here for the first game of E-District. Stallions over on the right, Team Liquid towards the left, and Ninjas in Pajamas ahead of them. And Team Liquid, they're undergoing a lot of abilities, a lot of nades right now, and there goes the Maggie Ball, but we lose 2 in the process. It's just Sykes on the Catalyst. And of course, Ninjas in Pajamas need to full send this.
They don't overextend, though. They need to buy a little bit of time for Vayne to get his shield up. EMP on out will connect and slow down Cole, but he will go for that re-peek. The knock doesn't come through. Kurev somehow stays alive. Never mind. He falls. It's Vayne on the flank. Brings it down to a 1v1, but it's not enough. It's Stallions to take the back-to-back.
The Dark Horse going for a double down? That's crazy.
Every placement here for Falcons could be crucial. The middle of the pack was so tightly contested amongst about 6 squads here. Getting up to 4th place alone might jump them up a few spots. It's Team Falcons got the ring to their back. No one behind them. Early wall out here from Gildersons.
Interesting. This should give them an opportunity to look for some damage. They saw that Sky Nade come through. Does not connect. But you've got Thuggets and Oblivion on the other side of all of this, looking to fight with each other, and Falcons are just waiting to pick them off.
Yeah, that wall does enough to isolate them. And they've got a clear side currently as full 11. Legatron gets tagged by that Riot Drill. They find space to back away, stay alive 4 right now. You can see the pressure being mounted on top of them. Full 11 back away. They get onto the high ground. They've got the angle there, but somehow you lose out on Soviet to the ring.
I think Legacy kind of messed that up for them, and while that's going down, Falcons are eliminated. Full 11 up on high, down to a 2 though, with no banner at their disposal. They're just looking to see if they can maybe take out Oblivion in the process, and this is looking like it could be Legacy's win.
But this is still a huge opportunity. A few more placement points, a few more kills possibly for full 11 to try and catch them up. But it's Legacy right now, putting a stop to everyone. Fun on the low ground for Oblivion, excuse me, will not survive long. It's Legacy who ends up the victor here.
They just played position the whole game.
Now it's just all about how high can you get on this leaderboard? How many points, like you said, on the day for S2, who's had a match win, who's been in that end game consistently, now into yet another top 3. Maybe Legacy wants a back-to-back win as well on E-District, or Team Falcons to find their first.
Falcons take the win here. They might actually get 2nd place. No, they definitely do with a few more kill points. This is a tense situation for all 3 players, or excuse me, for our final remaining squads, S2 and Falcons, but it's currently Falcons who are uncontested on their side of the zone. It's full 11 and S2 though that have a lot more space to work with. You can see, yeah, they are the center of attention. The Syracuse coming out. Luckily for Falcons, F11 are not running the Seer themselves, but they do have the poke. They do have the Riot Drill along with the spikes and some missile swarms to try and poke at them.
Okay, there goes a wall. Shut up! Shut up, Carter! If you give a Wraith a Kraber, you find a CEO.
Full 11 see the knock as well, and they want to try and take advantage. They're trying to get the thirst, but there's a wall for Hal to get rezzed on. Gildersons gets him back on up. The wall goes down, and it's the counter wall on the other side from S2, keeping them safe here. But the high ground is working out so well for Full 11, but they don't quite have the angle there. This wall might go down before either team starts fighting.
Oh boy, let's get the thermites out there. Take down the piercing spikes. You're right, but it's Full 11 on the high ground, looking for angles onto the Falcons because they have S2 right underneath them. It's making things difficult. Falcons have no choice but to send. There goes a Maggie ball. S2 is out, and Full 11 swarm down, take out the remnants, and get a map win.
Wow, Full 11 started off the day strong.
About 50% away from an EMP, but that's okay. Maybe we have it for the very final fight by that chance. Instead, we get Phoenix back on the ground, get everything ready to go, and we're gonna basically section things off by yeeting those barrels halfway across the circle. So you've got Pot over there on the left, Zip up there on the top, and now Awakened with a big boulder. It's a nice boulder, but will it be enough?
Unfortunately, I believe they committed the Nox gas grenade in that fight. It's just for that reset, have that space. They'll creep closer to the center of the map right now, as it looks like they are ready to fight here on the western side. Jans with that Kraber. I don't think he's found the opening quite yet. Case Winnie will go down here as the Nox gas grenade, I believe, goes down onto Awaken. Phoenix is going to try his best to survive. With that Q, the nades are coming in, barrels being thrown down as well, but Awaken are doing a good job of surviving for the time of being. The longer they can delay, the better, because the Western teams have to fight.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Priyanki and Zipline Mafia, they're just waiting. They're like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but we want nothing of it. And Awakened has fallen. You have a weak Pot, and this is where your top two teams on the high ground are going to full send each other. Zipline Mafia is incredibly weak, and Pot has reset. Pot has climbed to the top and has claimed domination for them. They have plenty of nades to massively take down, and Zipline Mafia has fallen. Your final fight is here, and Pot descends from above straight for them, ready to clean it on up.
It's a clean 3v3 for Pot. They don't have to worry about anything because on the other side, Priya and Nikki were just completely battered in that last fight.
But Bandits, they're encroaching on that territory. They're starting to kind of carve around who is going to be the first fight, because it's so hard to breach that building on the inside when they've got the setups from the Caustic. And look at Bandits. They're kind of going around. Light makes contact, takes them out in a little bit of a defiant fashion. And now to the final three we go. A true 3v3v3.
Yeah, that's a nice big swing for them. But this swing as well, they do get caught out. They get spotted. They will back away for the time being. Horde on the high ground, blessed as well. But it's Light with this Kraber that could be the difference maker for themselves. Stuck a little bit low, and this might be the opening that Blessed need to push out from their building to try and make something happen.
But keep an eye on Kazakh, right? He's up there trying to keep angles onto Blessed, and he's sending 9 and Hardeki to keep the Bandits on the low ground, and they'll keep returning towards the function. Even one taking the sky to get the location of everyone in the lobby. Oh, Bandits, you've got to be perfection. And you're going straight on to Hardeki himself, the angles, and even with the backup from Kazakh, it's not going to be enough to keep him alive.
No team really trying to overextend for this one, but we'll see if Bandits want to try and strike. But you can see Blessed are trying to take that high ground and they back away. The barrel goes down. They know that they got height to play off of, but do they have utility? Do they have the Nox gas grenade? Well, they definitely have the Gibraltar ultimate, but it's not enough. Oh my goodness, Bandits are able to climb up top and take the win here in game number 2.
Look, that's what I want to see out of the Bandits. Not everything is given, but it's taken.
GG is the only team on the north side that has a Gibby to be working with here. Blessed also have a Gibby, so we'll see what they're able to do with that little bit of additional cover, because it's time for our squads to start moving. Like you were saying, Tiff, who moves out first? Who takes the damage? Because GG's ready to deal it. Are they able to live through this fight?
How would you? How would you live through Reach Mode? I don't know. Lufka just did some craziness. Zane, even gnarlier. And now you get to see what they can do. Sure, they're going to get caught from across the way, and Gaming Gladiators will not make it towards the final 3. Blessed, full health, Orgless, and Hungry. They move up based off that performance, and Citadel Gaming is on the other side. Max is really looking for a Hail Mary connection here. Just one peek. Just one. A Collat would do crazy work here, but we're actually not connecting at all, and there there goes our buff.
That's going to be big for them because it's going to force Citadel into Orgless and Hungry. This could be the perfect third-party opportunity for Bless as they are starting to crack those shields. The Cravers connecting, Tiff. All they have to do is clean up one more squad as Citadel Gaming goes out.
Bless needed this. They couldn't convert in match number 2, and they changed their fate here, but it's all on the back of Max and a Kraber, and it could prove to be too much. Let's see. Can you take this fight into Orgless and Hungry? Into the bubble you go. We look for the hip fire, but it's Orgless and Hungry. Matafe is back, baby, and they get a win in match 3.
The team we thought could potentially be the most likely to lose.
We'll see. Hardeki, though, for the Horde. Dropping down. Sheila is at the ready. Looks like nothing's going to really come of it, but they had to play that one cautiously. They had to use their cooldowns for the time being. They are set up with the Sheila now. On the other side, you can see Tyler, Nags, and Cinetic peeking them. Made in Heaven, looking to maintain this high ground. They do have, it looks like, a little bit more of a corner. They're going to really have to utilize that Newcastle to keep themselves safe, but the Maggie is there. The Riot Drill can do a lot of work. You've got the Rampart ready to go as well, but oh my goodness, the Horde get absolutely melted. Nine Impulse ends up going down. Kazakh the only one alive, and they've got no cover. The Horde end up falling.
Between Bria, Nikki, and Made in Heaven, they are just opened on now Bandits elsewhere. See if they can be able to make this movement, and they get towards the underneath of them. They're all up, which is crazy. And as soon as I say that, they start to look for Kidnaps, they look for Nox. It's just kinda alive. This is how we're trying to get as many points as possible here. As kinda, I'm sorry, the full onto Matafe, it kinda hurts. Ex-teammates, that's okay, it's a new year.
Kinda. With the sliver of HP, he gets sent on, and he survives just long enough. GG helping him out. So they'll secure a little bit more here, but it's been GG controlling the center of the zone. Orgless and Hungry on the other side of this one. Only one player left. The Valkyrie drops down, and that's going to be GG getting the buff to get that win.
GG for Game & Gladiators. Our first win on E-District.
Is this an opportunity for them to sneak in and try to stay alive? Pot also down there on the low ground. So they're under everyone.
Respawns, by the way, Glitter. This is like the 30th respawn we've gotten in this match.
I didn't think they were going to get it.
Yeah, well, Cinetic's getting right back on in, so it's going to be full 3-man squads for this final end zone. It's 4 squads remaining here. Eclipse Need Pro, they're controlling the middle of the bridge. They've got Pot underneath them. Unfortunately for Eclipse Need Pro, they don't have a rampart of their own, so they don't control the walls that are up here. So at any point, if you're playing behind a wall, that can easily go away as we hit the limits. So they've got to be careful about what cover they take, but they've got the high ground. Ooh, Black Venom and Mask both fall here. We'll see if Mamma Mia can recover, but I don't think Pot are going to allow them to do that. Mamma Mia go down. We're down to our final 3 squads. Made in Heaven looking to get aggressive on this bridge right now. They're pushing. They've got a knock, and they're going to charge forward with the Q. They find the angle. Cinetic gets the knock, and now these two teams collide. Pot are looking for their opportunity to come in for the third party. Made in Heaven lose out on one, and Pot pull the trigger, get up top with that altar to finish them off.
A few more seconds quicker in that fight. Pot was waiting on the low ground.
You've got to see, you dodge from the Riot Drill, their information gathering, because that one goes over towards your teammate. You reunite alongside him, but where do you play from? Because if you have to pull on that side, you're going to get looked at by multiple teams, because we're on UAV right now, who are definitely trying to find angles.
It's kind of impressive how big Eclipse were able to play, as Havoc Legends ends up getting finished off. So that leaves us down to our top 4. Our teams know that it is going to be a duo on one of these squads right now as UAV find an angle onto Zipline Mafia. The ever-looming threat of Eclipse keeping Zipline Mafia really small here, but Zipline Mafia will go ahead and drop down to try and find a spot. Fitu has fallen here. Mask with a nice nade as Eclipse Need Pro take to the sky, and with the movements coming up from Mamma Mia, that leaves a little space on the northern side.
Oh, here we go. Information, but Fadu is now a death box. And back to land we go. The final brawl. Now, you're right. The Horde, that's where they were playing from before they got absolutely annihilated. So they were able to take that space, which is now playable thanks to this level of the stage. Uchako with a swing, and he's hip firing. Takes way too much damage, though.
He's quick on the armor swap as well, so this is a clean fight. They back away as Zipline Mafia as a duo. Try to get involved, but they will ultimately fall. It's UAV versus Mamma Mia. UAV have the height, but there's the climb up. Now that armor swap has already been used, and Arctic ultimately ends up falling, and it's gonna be Mamma Mia to take the final win of the day.
Let's go. And thank you so much for putting the pizzazz on it that it needed for Mamma Mia. You had to give it a little something.